My name is Nadia BenAissa. I am 19 years old. I am from Pontiac, Michigan, and I identify as a bisexual Muslim. I believe in God, the same God that Christians believe in, the same God that Jewish people believe in. It's simply said in a different language. Arabic translates from God to Allah, and that's how it is. Those followings are to be good people, to be kind people, to care for the poor, the needy, to help where you can, to give where you can. God doesn't ask you to give more than you can, and He always appreciates those who take time out of their day to help others. Being a Muslim in the United States has never truly been an easy thing, and a lot of the issues that have happened in the last 100 years have made it even more difficult. The issues of 9/11 and ISIS have caused a very unsafe and unhealthy environment for Muslims in America. People assume that because they are terrorists, that they say they're Muslim when they're blowing things up and killing innocent people, that all Muslims are terrorists, and that is something that is a big issue in America. The teachings of love thy neighbor is all throughout the Quran. My family specifically don't require you to act a certain way. They simply teach you what has been put out in the Quran, and if you follow it, you follow. If you don't, they still accept you. I do not pray 5 times a day, and I do drink alcohol, and I don't wear the hijab outside of the mosque. But they still love me, and they still understand that I am a Muslim and that this is something that I must do for myself and on my own, and not a firm hand from a father or a community. Because your relationship with God is your own, and you can't expect someone to believe and dedicate it to themselves, to their lives, if it's not something that they feel inside their heart. And then the issue of the hijab has been something that I've had to deal with, and that I have had issues with in my own family and with the public. I wore the hijab in public for a brief period of time because I thought I was ready to make that commitment. It turns out I wasn't, and I'm still not able to make that commitment, but I know that people who do make that commitment are making it because they want to. Islam's relationship with homosexuality is a troubled one. Sadly, most Muslims disapprove of the lifestyle and think that they're all going to hell. This is problematic, as I am a bisexual and I am a Muslim, and I do not believe for 1 second that because I prefer both genders that it is a damnation. The most simple and basic parts of Islam agree with loving every human for themselves and listening to what people have to say, and while not agreeing with it entirely, still accepting them for who they are. And hate for homosexuals and hate for transgender people, there shouldn't be a place for it in Islam, in people who identify as Muslims, because it is not a core part of Islam. There's nowhere in the pillars that say, hey, you should hate them because they like someone that they share gender with. Faith isn't a straight path. I have not always believed in God. For a year or so, I was an atheist. I didn't believe in God. For personal reasons, I had lost my faith and assumed that I would never get it back because there was no coming back. But then I did, and for personal reasons, I refound my faith and knew that there was a God and that I believed in Him. And this is corny, but there is a path that has some trials and tribulations, but always gets you to your future and gets you to where you want to be in life. Having lost my faith and gotten it back, I think that my faith has become stronger because of it. I have a better relationship with God because of that year that I spent not believing.